whatever you do it well. Do it so well that when you do it, people want to come back and see you do it again, and they want to bring other people to see you do what you do. These are the words of Walt Disney and who I've chosen for my famous, infamous speech. To me, Walt Disney is infamous. He has created some of the most amazing pieces of entertainment in our lifetimes. I grew up on Disney films. A lot of people I know grew up on Disney films, and for generations to come, people are going to grow up on Disney films. I mean, it's just a part of life now. He's also known for creating some of the most memorable theme parks in the world. Walt Disney World, Walt Disneyland, along with a couple other resorts around the world. You know, millions of people flock to these resorts every year. Kids dream about going to these resorts. They're just basically inspirational. A little bit about Walt Disney. He was born on December 5th in 1901 to his mother Flora and his father Elias. He was born in Chicago, Illinois. He got his first taste of the show business when he was 11 years old. He became friends with a young boy whose parents were in the entertainment business with vaudeville, and he just became completely obsessed with it. People write that he spent more time at this person's house than he did at his own house. It just, I guess, inspired him. Interesting fact about Walt that I didn't know until doing my research is that at age 16, he dropped out of high school to join the Army. Unfortunately for him, you have to be 18 to join the Army, and they refused. This was during the time of World War I. Good thing for him is at age 18, as soon as World War I ended, he ended up joining the Red Cross and was flown to France and became an ambulance driver. And he was there for a couple of years. Once he got back from France, from the Red Cross, he opened up his first studio called Disney Iwerks Commercial Artists. They created a few cartoons and did some drawings and some shorts, but basically the cost of running the studio was just far too high, and he ended up going bankrupt. Soon after going bankrupt, he opened up a studio in Hollywood. I mean, it's basically the heart of all entertainment for that time. So I guess he felt that that's basically the best place for him to start his career. Soon after opening that, he hired a young girl named Lillian, who he courted for only a couple months, and they ended up getting married. Right after he was married, I guess Walt decided that he needed to come up with a character that would, really set the tone for his career, and he came up with Mickey Mouse. Mickey's original name was Mortimer Mouse. That's what he wanted to have. However, lots of people disliked that idea, and they decided that Mickey was a much better name for him. And later on, Mortimer becomes Mickey's arch nemesis in the shorts. And Mickey Mouse has really become one of the most popular idols in cartoon. I mean, you can't talk to anybody without them knowing who Mickey Mouse is. He's just that popular. Up until 1934, Mickey Mouse was really the most important thing in the Walt Disney career. In 1934, Walt decided to start creating Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was to be the first full-length motion picture cartoon that featured real-life movements with real-life voices. I mean, think about anything before that was drawn that, people moved like people and looked like people. And the technology that had to go into this at the time was just astronomical. So a lot of people tried to, send him away from the idea. They wanted to tell him that it was not a good idea to go and that would put an end to his career. But he decided to go on with it anyway. He produced for about 4 years until the studio ran out of money. And if it wasn't for an outside company called RKO Radio Pictures, production never would have finished. In 1938, the movie opened, earning a record-setting $8 million, which by today's standards would be something right around $132 million, which by any standard is a great accomplishment. In the following years, Disney created tons of other films, just like Snow White, and they were all great successes. In 1955, and the years before that, Disney decided that he wanted to start opening up some amusement parks. It was something he's always found interesting, and he wanted to give to to his fans and stuff. So he opened up Disneyland in Anaheim, California in 1955. Soon after that, he started plans for opening another theme park, Disney World, in Florida. Unfortunately, a few years before opening that theme park, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. He was going in for a routine chest x-ray for a bad cough, and they found a malignant tumor. They ended up removing his entire lung, and soon after that, the doctors told him he had about 6 months to a year to live, and he ended up collapsing in his home. He died of lung cancer, which is very sad for somebody who put so much happiness into so many people's lives. Disney World did open up soon after his death. A lot of people might wonder why I picked Walt Disney as such an inspirational person. As long as I can remember, I can't remember a time in my life where I didn't know about Disney. I mean, I grew up dreaming of going to Disney World when I was a kid. Grew up on Disney's movies. They teach great lessons, and my children are gonna watch Disney movies, and their children are probably gonna watch Disney movies, and it's really just somebody who's immortalized themselves through their work. I mean, he may have not touched as many people directly, like through his personality, but his works will certainly touch generations to come, and I think that's something that's very great. So, thanks.